Hello, everybody. Welcome to Fridays mornings or evening if you're on the other side of the world. Let me just adjust my microphone here. Sorry if you guys hear the air conditioner. It's a bit warm outside here in Colorado Springs, Colorado. So the air is on. Even though I have the vent closed, you can still hear it going. So sorry if you guys can hear that. But welcome. Hope you had an amazing week, and I'm excited to see what comes in today. Let me grab my singing bowl down here. And before we do that, let me get my desktop all set up before I get ahead of myself. All right, there it goes. And YouTube says we are live. That is good. We are alive. Let me make this a little bigger. There we go. And change that to live. Let me shrink down this other screen here. All right. Whoops. Clicking on stuff. Let me undo that. Okay, there we go. Deleting stuff all over the place. All right. Hello, everybody. So before we get started, let's send some love out to the world and bring love into the reading here. And of course, we'll bring in the beautiful singing bowl to help us vibrate out love out to the world. So before we get started in doing that, and anyone can join whether you're watching live or even on replay, we can join together outside of space and time and send that love out to the world. But we'll start taking a big, deep breath, coming back to right here, right now, and letting the outside world fall away for a moment. So let's take a big, deep breath. Beautiful. Then I'll hit the singing bowl 3 times, and each time just let that love flow down, fill us up, our heart, our body, our cells of our body, our mind, our brain, our thinking, our emotions, our energy, our physical world, and we'll just let it flow out to the world. So here we go. We'll get a better grip there. Beautiful, beautiful. Thank you so much for joining me in doing that. Let me just put the bowl up here. And let me just put that over there too. Get that out of the way. All right. Hello. So, what an exciting time. Hey, everybody. Good to see everyone. And if you're new to my channel or new to these readings, welcome. Got a great group of people, huge hearts, great senses of humor. So welcome all my regulars. So happy to have you guys here. And before we jump into that, let me just make sure everyone knows I offer a lot of free content because of all of my monthly YouTube subscribers and all those that make donations during these sessions, and anyone that purchases my other services too, which are all listed down in the description box. I offer personal readings, relationship, past life, life purpose readings, hedges of peace and love, and some other things. So all that's listed in the description box. And a big thank you to all of you who do all that. And because of that, I have a weekly pick a card that I put out. Every other week, it's either a new moon or a full moon. New moon alert, Gemini, new moon yesterday. Can still use that new moon energy to do new moon wishes. And that video, in addition to pick a card, tells us how to use those new moon wishes so you can enjoy those. And then also each week I have a new podcast episode. I have a podcast called From Chaos to Cozy, which is all about our journey. We come from cozy, we come down here to chaos, we work our way back to cozy, revealing and remembering who we really are. And that is what this podcast is about. My darkest time of chaos, where I almost took my life, and all the journey along the way over the last few decades of spirit helping me get to where I am. So if you're interested, be sure to check that out. There's the playlist there too if you want to catch up. And if you haven't checked out your June monthlies, here is the playlist for that. July is already out for my YouTube channel members. So those of you that are a praying mantis or Zen Cricket, whether you are the gifted ones, I know Happy Pill is one of our wonderful winners for the Zen Cricket, and then anyone else, you do have advanced access to those. And I'm actually working on solstice relationship readings for single and looking, and also there's of course married, and if you're in a relationship, and then the happy hermits. Can't forget us. So there's that's going to be coming out on the 20th, but advanced access to all my Zen Cricket and my Praying Mantis members. If you're interested, the Zen Cricket is $2.99 a month and includes advanced access to all those and the cozy chat on Wednesdays. And then my Praying Mantis is $7.99 a month. Get access to all of that. Also, it's my podcast, my monthlies, and in this case, solstice or equinoxes, and then my pick a cards. I also have a week or two in advance. So you have all that, and then Praying Mantis also get Thursday nights. So I have a 2-hour Q&A, and then also after each one of these, an hour with each of those, and there's 5 sessions over the weekend. So if you're interested, all that information's down below as well. But the June monthlies, they have a astrological Zenergy forecast too, giving the kind of overall energies of significant astrological events that Spirit wanted me to share, just to give us an idea of like what's the weather going to be like astrologically, and then how we can keep our Zen during that time, right? Riding those waves. In addition to that, sometimes I do have a separate videos that come out about astrological Zenergy. There was one I just put out about a week ago, which is talks about the retrogrades in Neptune and Chiron, and then also this beautiful launch time that we have right now. Not lunchtime, but hey, you can have lunch if you want. But this is a perfect time with all our inner planets are direct. It's a good time to launch things, and we have that until the middle of July. But all that talks about that. And then also, if you're want to catch up on all the astrological energy, which we talk about all the different types of retrogrades, and going to be talking about the Saturn return coming up too. But here's the playlist for that if you want that. All right. So those are the main things. I also have other pick a cards, every other week, like I said, new moon, full moon. We do a meditation once a month where we go on a pilgrimage somewhere, and we have a pick a card around that. And the other one is for each time the zodiac for the sun goes into a new one. And then there's special 3-month forecast for the sun babies with that. So there was a Gemini sun baby went out there already. All right. So we are good there. Let me just close that down. And I think that's everything I wanted to mention right now. For right now. Oh, what's going on with my... Okay. Sorry, my email was acting up. Want to make sure we were all good there. All right. Let's see. Oh yeah, I wanted to make sure here that everyone knows before we jump in if you're new to my channel, how the free readings work. We move down in order, first come, first serve down the chat. There's no special list. The chat is it. And you just put your question out there. If you don't want to put your business out there, you can just ask for a general reading, and Spirit knows what you want. We'll pull cards for that. If anyone makes a donation, then I do honor that energy exchange. It's how one of the ways that I'm earn my income to be able to eat, and of course, my wonderful host who lets me live in her I call it the cellar for free because of all that. And all that, I'm able to do that. So I do honor those donations. I step outside of the free ones, dive deeper, meaning I pull more cards for those. And once I'm done, I return back and then try to get through as many free readings as I can. And those I don't get to in the 2 hours that I'm on, usually I'll come back on and complete out the free readings because I do know that not everyone is able to make donations. And donations can be any dollar amount because I know everyone's finances vary from day to day, person to person, country to country. You can use the super chat down below or in the description box of the video of my Venmo, CashApp, PayPal, and Square. All right, so that's the blah, blah, blah. So let's get into it. Hey, everybody. So I do have a leftover for Lori. So Lori Williams, I didn't get to you on Sunday because it was a makeup session that I was doing and I didn't have a chat. And then after I finished, I saw your donation in my email. So apologies. I did a comment and an emailed you, but I didn't hear back. So I'm going to put it in this one. And then, so if you are here, if you appear, I'll refer back to this video. All right. And your question had to do with, I loved it. You have orbs around you every night, and that's amazing. And you kind of want to know, hey, can we see who that is? And if not, you wanted a general, but I feel like we can. I'm going to use these archetype cards and find the personalities. I'm feeling like it's a myriad of people. I feel like it's, you have a couple of people who have passed in this lifetime that are there, and then your spiritual posse. You've got some ancestors, you've got some spirit guides, and but I don't feel like it's your guardian angel or angels. I feel like it's mainly those individuals. So we'll see what we have here and get an idea of the personalities of who they are, and then I feel like they have a message for you too, which we will pull from this other deck. All right. So you have a Don Juan coming in, a very loving being, someone who is kind of known as not so much a playa, but and so I feel like this is maybe someone you knew in this lifetime that and possibly a past lifetime that's come in here. It was someone that was very romantic, very kind of pepe le pew kind of energy. And so if this resonates there, if you had someone in this lifetime that matches that, but it could be a past lifetime too. They're just very dedicated to being around you. And I like that. Then you have a teacher. I feel like this is one of your spirit guides who is the one that helps bring in lessons and the one who helps show you things. And I feel like, they're the one that's kind of the matron. They have like a very feminine energy, but at the same time, they're also very, so it's like here. They keep everyone else on task for, for this coming in here. No, but this is actually for Lori from Sunday. So I haven't started today's yet. And then we got the Seeker coming in here too. And I feel like this is someone who it does feel like um again, you had this past life connection. So I just feel like this is like one of your spirit guides that you guys have been on these journeys together, but I don't feel like you've known the teacher or the seeker in this lifetime. I feel like the teacher, I don't feel like is from a past life. I feel like they are kind of someone that just been hanging out in the spirit world. That's why they're kind of like in I want to say an archangel, it's like they're at a level where they organize and they keep the spirit team around you on track and on task. But the seeker feels like someone from a past lifetime, that is one of your spirit guides in this lifetime. And then you have a visionary too. And this one feels almost fairy like, which is interesting. So, some fairy energy, someone who hasn't taken a human form yet. They've taken a lot of different types of forms of animals. So if you have an animal that has passed, that felt like very fairy energy, that's them too. So it's like this is the kind of energy that they have around you. And there's others that come in and out, but I feel like these are four that are always among the mix of the orbs that are around you. We're also going to pull from the Voice of Souls Oracle. And this has a message from your soul, your spirit team, your spirit guides. And I feel like that's from this group. And then from an entity on the other side, too. And I feel like that's from the teacher. I feel like this is this visionary, not the visionary, the teacher person that comes in there. All right. And so they're talking all about the karma. So that makes sense with all of these past life individuals that there's, and we'll see what they say about karma. But um, I just feel like, you know, for me, with the way Spirit has mentioned karma, is it's not like karmic debt and that type of energy that feels too human. Karma, and we draw in the energy that we put out, but from lifetime to lifetime, we're very curious too. So, like, if we experience something like, let's say, um, I'm a slave owner in a past life, then in another lifetime, I want to experience what it's like from this point of view of being the slave, and then for being the spouse of each, and then being a townsperson that witnesses it but isn't involved in it. And then we want to see all these different perspectives. And it's funny that I feel like, at least um two out of these four are from past lifetimes, which it's like, yeah, we're bringing in energy from past lives so that you can um experience it, and they're in charge of like your Akashic records kind of as well. So let's see what they say here. The message from your soul says part of your energy carries the burden of your karma in two different ways. The first relates to what your soul would consider a failure, and not your soul, but more your mind and your human side. And it says, I carry within me blocking memories related to our former lives with what I didn't manage to build or overcome. Yet I also carry all the wisdom we built together and which you don't always use. That's the second way. Today, I invite you to work with and understand your karma. Know who you have been to understand the beautiful person you are today. And the point isn't to look for excuses for yourself or hide behind, whatever these energies are from the past life, but to discover your inner power. Become aware of the challenges and goals that are yours in this life. Using your method of choice, connect to your karma, to your past lives, and look at who we have been to take new steps towards inner transformation. So I love that. Exactly what we've been talking about. And then your spirit guides say that you are in an energy in which you're invited to build something important, to find new independence and freedom. You've been receiving many signs about this for years, and you had an idea when you were young. It was a deep desire or project. You may even have talked about it to everyone all the time. But then as time went by, this idea faded away. You became conditioned toward what you thought was best for you, or what others expected of you, right? Today, you may be reminded about memories from the past. You may come across childhood photos or old documents as if by accident. Conversations with family members may reconnect you to old memories. And we are sending you these signs so that you may remember your old desires and needs to create. They are to help you have confidence in yourself and be daring. Turn your dreams into realities. The statement, it's too good to be true, just isn't true. You are capable of giving your best if you want to. And that's what those individuals are doing is they're bringing in all these um, remembrances and these nudges to living this kind of childhood dream or even a past life dream as well. And then I feel like the teacher orb, your head spirit guide, they're saying that in their last incarnation, well, maybe this isn't the teacher because the teacher, I don't feel like they've been in a past life. So maybe this is the seeker or the visionary because they're talking about in their last incarnation, they repeated old patterns, karmic patterns. And they weren't really aware of this karma, so they didn't understand what they were experiencing. And it was like being afraid of life. Okay, this is the visionary because I feel like they were an animal. This is that fairy energy. They were afraid of what life could bring them, and it was like they struggled against life. And this may have affected their relationships with others and even with you. Today, they're aware of this karma and they understand the meaning of what they experienced, and they feel more serene about everything. In their next existence on earth, I know I'll do things differently. And you may remember my life's hardship, which you may feel was unfair. So release these emotions and feelings. I am free now. I wish you the same freedom. I no longer have any anger in me, but I can feel yours. It's not right for you. You can run away from karma, but you need to understand karma so you can turn it into a strength. So just the past life connections. Maybe you were a fairy in a past life um, with them too, but I feel like those are the energies that are coming through there for you, Lori. So enjoy. Let me just move these out of the way here. All right. So how exciting. All right. So that was Lori's. And then let us jump in to the others. So up first, we do have Swaroop Bobby. And then we've got four from Supernova. Thank you so much. And then Infinity, Courtney, and then Star. So thank you guys so much. We will get into those and then we will come back for the free readings. Unless I get any other donations. All right, so Swaroop, let's give you some love and a like here. And I'm going to be using for the donation readings this Sanctus Concordia Tarot. And if anyone's interested in this, the author, Christopher Lee, actually offers 10% off to all of my followers. And that information is also in the description box of the video. It's a beautiful, beautiful deck. All right, so Swaroop, you want to know what are CH's current feelings and thoughts? No communication and you're totally confused. Oh, yeah, humans, can't trust them. Let's take a look here. All right. So, the bottom of the deck here, we have the Two of Wands that comes in here, right? And this Two of Wands talks about going back and forth between two different energies. So when we're asking about their current feelings and thoughts, the bottom of the deck is just saying their overall energy is kind of they're divided and split. And I just feel like they kind of do this in their life. They like get excited and they leap ahead, and then they get scared, and then like a little puppy, yay, 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 and then they run and go hide. And I feel like that's this energy that comes in with that here. And so we'll see what cards came out here too, and see what else we can find out. But I feel like that's kind of their habit of things that are coming here. Yeah. So we've got the Tower card here, and also the King of Swords. And when we're looking at this tower, the tower is a beautiful message for all of us when it tells us that when things are removed out of our lives, like when people leave our life or a job or whatever, when something is like suddenly gone, um, of course, when a tower's burning down, we're like, "Oh my god, it's on fire." But when we realize that it is for us in the long run, that it's creating space for something new, space for something more in alignment with our higher self, and open up our path to go where we're being guided to go, then we're okay, because after that tower burns down and they take away all the rubble, the insurance guy shows up and says, "Hey, you got great insurance on here. We're going to replace this with a brand new castle. That tower that was left, it was just one of four towers. Everything else had been demolished before. But now that it's completely gone, we're totaling the whole castle, and you get a whole new castle with updated everything." And, whereas before this tower had a leaky roof and rats, and the gas leaked, and the plumbing was shoddy, and whatever. And so there's this, "Oh, okay." After, when we see that, then we're okay with it. And so there's this kind of trust that's coming in here, with this, about, moving forward, and trusting that, things are unfolding for you, and in that this isn't happening to you, it's happening for you. And so with this, no communication in there, it's like, okay, thank you, for saving me from something, and allowing me to move forward into something even greater for myself. The King of Swords is about, they roll over the thoughts and beliefs and mindsets with the queen, but they're given a second portion of swords. So they're the master of thought and belief, and you're able to see things from this higher perspective. And I feel like that's what your spirit guides are wanting you to know, is just try to see this from a different perspective, and that it is happening for you. Let's see what else we have here. Yeah, we've got the Seven of Wands, and I feel like you're going to be seen, and this is about them encouraging you to be shine bright. Don't dim your light for anyone. Don't ask permission for anyone to shine and be yourself. I kind of feel like with CH here, that because of this card coming out, that maybe you felt you had to walk on eggshells or shrink, and I can't be too much of something, it's going to upset them. Where I feel like this is them saying, no, 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 no. We want you to shine bright and be you, and not ask permission to shine and be unapologetically yourself. And and they feel like you're going to be put, like, not on a pedestal, but you're going to be in a place in your life here very soon where you shine bright and you stand out. And I feel like you're going to meet someone here down the road, um, either, and I feel like you're up on stage or in front of people, or you're standing out in some way, and they're like, "Who's that?" And then you're being yourself, and they love who you are, and they encourage you to be who you are, instead of going, "No, you need to be this," which I like there. Yeah, Queen of Cups. And I feel like you'll know who this new person is, because the Queen of Cups, I feel, is, she rules over cups. It's like the King of Swords is, they're the master of thought. Well, the Queen of Cups is the master of water, because she rules over cups with the king, but all the queens are given a second portion of cups, a cup of water. So they're double water. They're the master. So empathic abilities, trusting this. But it's also, with this combination, is telling me that this person that you meet is like you've known them from a past life. You have this strong connection with them, and you're not even going to have to wonder who it is, because it's going to be like, as I say, there's a rainbow shooting out of their butt. You're like, "Oh, I know who you are," because it's so, I've never seen that before. But it's like there's this, energy that is such a strong draw to each other, and you're just like, wow. But it feels like it goes, like you haven't met them before, but you feel like you've known them for forever. And I like that. Yeah. And the Knight of Pentacles. So there's going to be a little bit of a slowness in this, but the speed of this really has to do with how much you look at your own thoughts and beliefs, and raising your love vibration, right? Letting go of limiting thoughts and beliefs and mindsets, emotions that don't serve you, energy that doesn't serve you, physical things that don't serve you. And there is this. the bottom of the deck too. Yeah, and you even have this here, and the moon card. So this definitely, all of these cards coming in here. You've got the Eight of Pentacles is really about like your, caterpillars, and you go into a cocoon and you come out a butterfly, but the other person stayed a caterpillar, and you're like, well, I thought we were gonna do this, and they're like, well, I like the leaves better. I didn't want to go through all that cocooning and that transformation. It seemed painful. And you're like, it was a little bit, but I'm gonna go. I gotta go do butterfly things, and that's where you're headed. Is you're gonna find a butterfly, not a caterpillar, if that makes sense. And you have like the World card, which is ending of major cycles, beginning of new adventures, and then the Moon card, which is that depth again, like the Queen of Cups, which is all about past life connections, and there's so much below the surface there too. So hopefully that helps, Swaroop. I just feel like it's like that there's an old country song here in the United States, which is thank God for unanswered prayers, because someone didn't work out with someone, and they saw them years later, and they were like, oh my God, they were so mean to their spouse. And they were just like, whoa, okay, well, there by the grace of God was I going to be, but thank you for sparing me. And I feel like that's what the message is coming in right now for that, Swaroop. So many blessings to you. All right, and we'll continue moving down there. Hey, Johanna, shout out to one of YouTube channel members, and me, one of the winners of the Zen Cricket. Hello, hello, everybody. Shout out to you guys. You can see all their names in green with their little badges. All right, so we'll continue moving down. All right. And so, Supernova, boom, boom, boom. Hello, hello. So we'll start with the first sticker. We got the hearts. And so thank you for your first donation there. And you want to know, what guidance do you need to hear right now from your spirit guides? All right. Let's give these a shuffle. Take a little sip of the coffee here. All right. So what do you need to hear from your guides right now? All right. Two tattoos. Guess who got their first two tattoos? Wow. She's been marked by spirit. Yeah. Depends on where you get it too, right? Because like these didn't hurt a whole lot, and like all the way down my back, it really didn't hurt. When they did my chest, though, oh my gosh, it felt like someone stuck a pencil in and ripped it across. And they're like, "Yeah, that's a more sensitive area." So it depends on where we get them. And yeah, like under the arm, under here, that's like when like it's like someone like pinches their your arm, and like and then when they had to go back over something, which was already raw. And so this is after 5 hours, and they go, they were like, well, we need to go back over it. Do you want us to put some numbing spray on it? And I'm like, numbing spray? They're like, oh, no one told you that we can put numbing spray and it doesn't hurt as much? And I'm like, no. But it was okay. I didn't want it anyway. But anyway, it's funny. Yeah, bruddaZEN got tattoos. All right. So let's jump in here. What do you need to know? So you've got the Queen of Swords on the bottom of the deck here, Nova, which is balance between your head and your heart. So, balance is always a great reminder, right? So, we've got that energy that's coming in here, and you've got 2 and 2. So here's the balancing. Let's see what these are here. Yeah. So you got the balance of the outside world with the 2 of Pentacles, and the Knight of Swords, which is pursuit of knowledge, higher communication. the pursuit of real truth, capital T truth. And, you know, it's a great balance, when we have this, you know, um, all these emotions, these things that pop up, our heart is going, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, and it's like our brain is like, um, you know, going, oh yeah, that's right, that's going to be disappointing, or whatever small t truth belief that we've formed with our human mind and our human emotions. But this balancing is seeing things from a higher perspective with our higher mind, from a higher emotional perspective with our higher heart. And so there's this balance. And even with the Two of Pentacles, it's the as above, so below. And it's like the cycles. And that I like this gentleness too with balance. It's like, what helps us balance is to go, oh, okay, I'm off balance, and now I can just adjust back a little bit and see things differently. Why do I feel this way? Why do I feel off? What are these emotions that are coming up? What's the anxiety from? It's like, okay. And so there's this gentleness of the cycle, understanding that we come down here on purpose to experience all this lower vibrational stuff, right? It's not, whoops, I tripped and we fell down into earth and we're like, oh God, you know, what am I going to do now? It's like I came down on purpose for purpose to experience all this stuff. And with that, it's a great gentleness that comes in. I don't judge it so harshly when I realize, oh, that's right. I've asked to go through this for a reason. And that's what we talk about, how it changes from like feeling like life is happening to me to go on, why did I want this to happen for me? There's a difference, right? The other one, I feel out of control, like I'm on an out of control drama train that's about to leap off the tracks and explode. It's like, oh my gosh, who's driving the ship? And it's when we realize, oh, I'm driving this bus and I'm going off road, then it allows us to go, okay, what stories am I put it around here? Yeah. Yeah, and so that's, being aware of why you're punishing yourself, right? It's like I haven't fed myself, or I beat myself up and not being gentle with myself. I'm in a way subconsciously punishing me because I feel like I've done something wrong, or I'm failing at something, or I'm not good enough, or whatever it may be, right? And so I like this balance. It's important to balance and get balanced, right? And if you're having trouble balancing with by yourself, ask for help, right? Ask for help. Yeah. And you're the King of Pentacles. So, I feel like this is someone that, this is someone who knows the world, very grounded, very individual. So I feel like there is this grounded type of physical person who really is down to earth, and it feels masculine. So if you have someone like a grandpa, or someone that you feel you can trust, or this could be like a counselor or someone that can help. So again, I know we've kind of maybe talked about that before, where we have so much help available to us, and sometimes it just takes us just to be able to reach out and say, all right, I need to go see someone that can listen. And I know it's protected. They're not going to blah, 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 because if it's like an uncle, they might, you're like, I don't know if I could trust you to keep it to yourself. I want this just to be between the two of us, right? Yeah. So I feel like that's in there. Yeah, because you have the Ace of Cups. They will help you find your self-love here. So I feel like that's an important thing, is balance is so important. And if we're having trouble balancing ourselves, then we can get help, and they will provide tools. And I know I went to counseling, and it was in my third relationship, which is what a blessing they were, because they wouldn't let me get away with anything that I didn't know I had manipulative type of like sad poor me was my go-to. Oh, I'm so sad you're not doing what I want you to do. And then they would say, "You're gonna cry me a handful? You're gonna ride that lip to town?" And then my insecurities, they were like, you know what? If I have done nothing to deserve this, if you don't go get help for this, we're over. And I was like, wow, but it's what I needed. And it made me go to counseling. I learned so much from my counselor. She was an amazing person. Um, so definitely encourage that for you there. Hey, Nelia, good to see you too. Boom, boom, boom. All right, so that is for the first one there, my dear. I definitely feel like it's an important thing to do because it will just help in so many ways. All right, and then we move on to the we can call it the Hershey kiss emoji. No, it's the poop emoji. Boom, boom, boom. The happy poop. And for number two, you want to know, what do your spirit guides want you to know? All right, let's take a look here. Oh, you're so sweet. Thank you. I learned so much from what I channel as well, which is uh, a bonus for me. I get to hear everyone's messages, and I'm like, "Oh, that's I can apply that to my life too." So I like it. I like it. I like it. I like it. So thank you, Nelia. So bottom of the deck for this one. What do they want you to know? You've got this chariot card here, which is the power of choice. Woohoo! And we have the Four of Wands underneath that too, which is joy and celebration, right? And I like the empowerment that they're just reminding you that, you get to choose what you want in this life. There's no wrong choice, there's no right choice. And that takes a lot of pressure off, right? Whenever we're um, you know, um, you know, feeling that's so usually where fear kicks in because we have this long list we've been given that you have to do all this stuff and to be lovable, acceptable, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And then we're like, I'm not that. And then, we have all this, type of um, you know, just angst and fear, right? All around us growing up, and we're all taught focus on those things, right? We're all taught focus on what we fear will leave our lives, what we fear will come in our lives. Focus on what you hate, focus on what you feel is missing, focus on what you want but you don't have, and all that just grows all that lower vibrational energy. And whether it's by default or by design that we're taught that as humans, mostly, unless you're like given to a Buddhist monastery when you're like a baby and you don't know any better. um, but so there is this ability to learn to choose higher vibrational gratitude, making gratitude part of our daily moment by moment practice. Joy, focus on joy and happiness and laughter as much. Laughter is a transformer of you know of fear, of life, of energy. So I like that. And that's the bottom of the deck. Let's see what else they have here. Yeah, we have the Knight of Cups. The pursuit of love is one of our big parts here too. Every night has a quest. This one's the quest of the Holy Grail, of the Ace of Cups, of self-love. Our whole journey is of worth and self-love and love. Everything comes down to that, and we're taught look for love out there. We don't find it. Eventually we feel down enough and disappointed enough and unstable enough of trying to define ourselves and our love by the outside world. We turn inward and upward, but this is the quest, and there's nothing wrong with being on the quest. Again, this gentleness of, you know, if a knight was going to go on a quest and he leaves the stables and goes, oh, there it is right there, quest over. The knight goes, all right, back inside, I guess. No, it's they want to go on this quest. That's why we're told go out there, and then we go out on these quests way out in the outside world, and then we eventually don't find it throughout all of our adventure, and then we come in and upward, and then that's where we find what we've been looking for. Yeah, here's the Two of Swords. Every moment is a choice. Swords are our thoughts, our beliefs, our mindsets. Every moment we're choosing the story. And if I don't like the story that I'm putting to the moment, I can change it. I love the power that's coming in here with that. Six of Cups. We've got this energy here of past life energy, childhood energy that comes in here too. And I feel like with the power of choice, they're like, if we can really understand that I chose this life, I chose every one of my past lives and all my future lives, all my other lives and other dimensions. I choose it all, and there's a reason. And so when we realize that it's not happening to me again, it's like I choose this life. It's like, all right, so I don't feel like I'm on that out of control drama train. I feel like, all right, I chose this for a reason. And so, I like that you know, that empowerment that comes with all that too. And then yeah, you've got the rebirth is happening, and temperance is be patient with our rebirth, the death and rebirth card. And it's like, there is no right or wrong choices. There's just this realm of this earth especially is in constant movement, constant change, right? It's not where the world spins, it doesn't just sit there. And so where there's all these seasons, it goes back and forth and round, and there's all these cycles, all these changes. It's a constantly changing, transforming world. The temperance is also about alchemy. And so everything's changing, everything happens. You know, you're you cut your hair too short. Luckily, your age it grows back, as you get older. If I cut something too short, it's gonna take longer to grow back. But that's the whole thing of the cycles, right? And just understanding and allowing those things to unfold there. So I like that for you there, and I feel like that's the big empowerment that they want you to be aware of there as well. All right, and Michelle, thank you. I did get your donation. Let's see. I think you'll be up after Johanna. So right now, just to give everyone an idea, I have two more for Nova, and then Infinity, Courtney, Star, Johanna. Then we'll jump over to Michelle, and then we'll be back to Nelia, and then Nova's that you just posted just now. So that's kind of where we're at, just to give an idea of where we're going through here. But I love that empowerment there for you, Nova, and I feel like once we can, we kind of know it up here, but when it gets into here, then we're like, oh, wow. Yeah. When something odd comes our way, I'm like, all right, what did I sign up for? What's this? What's this for? Why did I want this? And then we feel like, okay, it's all good. What am I fearing? So I like that. All right. And then for the sticker, thank you for this donation. That is number 3. Let's see here. Let me scroll. Whoops. All right, there we go. All right. All right, so number 3 will be the wisdom from Kurt. All right. So let's take a look here and see what Curdy Pie, what else to say? You see, he just always goes to these. Oh, he wants to go to this inner child deck that I just got. So let me break it out here. And let's see what we have here. And I bet you're excited. Are you still doing your gonna go bless the world with your songs tomorrow night? Is it tomorrow? Or is that today? Is that today tomorrow? Is it today where you're at yet? All right, let's see what we have here. Oh, wow. Yep, so here's what we were just talking about here. You do not have to go it alone. Reach out for support in this time. And here's so you don't have to feel like you're off there all by yourself. Number 43. You are not alone. So it can be a tricky thing to navigate the spaces between independence and reliance. And for many people, as they were growing up, independence might have been worshipped as the high standard of personal character and personal achievement, and reliance on another may have been seen as weakness or as being overly needy. While it's good to take responsibility for ourselves, we were never meant to walk this life in solitude. If this card has come to you, this is Kurt bringing it to you, then it's time to be honest with yourself about what you need at this moment. And this can also indicate that it's time to seek professional help as well. So, you know, he's basically saying, get help. What we were talking about earlier about counselor, right? There's a self care exercise which says your needs are not bad, but rather a normal part of being human. If during childhood you were not allowed to have certain needs or feel certain emotions, you might have felt safer making yourself less. And it's okay to make your needs known and to take up space. You do not have to separate yourself or go it alone. Take steps to connect with trusted friends and family and let them be helpful to you. They will be happy to do so and will most likely feel fulfillment and joy in being of service to you. Um, and there's a responsive journaling prompt because I know you love to journal, right? Is there anything holding you back from asking for your needs to be met? And if so, how can you take steps today to ask for help? Right. So that's why he wanted me to pull open this deck and go to that one for you. So that's what they have. Fine, I'll get help. Yeah, and do what you need to do. You know, if you feel like you're not feeling well enough to do it, then trust your body right now and just make sure you give them advanced notice and let them know that you're not feeling well, and then you can uh, recharge and prepare for the next. But there's no failure, right? You get to do what you want for you. Yeah. Okay. Right. Very good. And then thank you for that donation. And then is that a drool? Are they drooling? I think they're drooling. And that's number 4. So thank you for that additional donation. You want to know, what do you need to know about your situation to get back on your feet and go out there in the world and perform? All right, very good. So I feel like the stuff they've talked about already, of course, are all steps for that. Let's see what else they want you to know here. Yeah, the bottom of the deck, we've got the 3 of Swords here, which is, this is like the fear of disappointment, the fear of pain and heartache and those. It represents our fears, our expectations. And we've got the Six of Pentacles on the bottom, which is the balancing out of our subconscious, our inner child, what it feels like it has to do to feel worthy. And and so I feel like, when we're talking about this, um the counseling is going to be very helpful, I feel, for you, because also on the bottom of the deck, wow, yeah, you got these. Oh yeah. Can't have it without the Empress and the Six of Cups. So you've got on the bottom of the deck, you got the Three of Pentacles and the this um uh Hanged Man. Oh my gosh, it says it right there. My fingers were just covering it up. But it's about seeing things from a different perspective, but I feel like they uncover things so that you can see the true you, because it is about this, seeing yourself. And we've got the Empress, which is about Mother Nature, Mother Nurture, and nurturing your inner child. You got the Six of Cups here. And so there is this, you know, um, transformation, and it has a lot that goes on below the surface. And I know you've done a ton of realization and a ton of reflection. But there's some, it's like, and I can relate to this because I did a lot of inner work up until the point before I went to counseling. But there were just some things that were just, it's like you can dismantle a lot of stuff, but then there's something that's really hard to get, and you need someone to help you pull it to get it out. And that's what the counseling will do. They'll help you, some stuff that's stuck, to get it out, that you've been looking at, but it's hard, to do that. So I definitely feel like that will be helpful there. And I feel like you will find this, person here with the Two of Cups there. It's an important relationship that you have. And I feel like this counselor will be an important person for your life. Yeah, cemented in, right? Let's see what else we have here. Yeah. So you have the Lovers card, which is the Two of Cups, but in a bigger way, which is, there's like this divine appointment of you with this counselor, and the Three of Cups here. Um, Helps you find your joy, helps you find your community, and I just feel like there's this. Um, it's such a pivotal thing for you that it's important for it to happen. Um, so it's, you, by divine, it's like before you guys came down here, it's like, all right, so these are going to be the important people in my life. And at this point in my life, a counselor, this counsel that I'll have is very important. And who wants to be that? All right, you, okay, you're going to be that. And so it feels very important here. Yeah, because they're going to help you with the Ace of Swords. They're going to bring clarity. They're going to help you see things differently, which is great. The Queen of Wands, yeah, they help you step into your power, which is great with that. And then the Six of Wands, yeah, victory and balanced energy. Um, so they definitely, it's worth it to have it here, because there's, like they said, you've accomplished a lot. You've really reflected, you understand so much about yourself. And because of all this pre-work that you've done in this, inquiry and reflection, when you go in, they're going to be like, wow, you've done a lot on yourself already. Well, here, let's look at this little piece here, and so I feel like it'll be very beneficial, a very important part of your journey and your relationship with yourself and life too. So I like that. Yeah, you definitely do understand things about yourself, Like you said, your reflection and your music, and you understand emotions. But they'll give you some tools to help you get by some of the things that trip us up, and that's what they were able to do. Like one of mine was mistrust of men, which made it really difficult in my relationships. That's why they were like, your little distrust of me is not about me." And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm sure you're right." And when I went to my counselor, they did this IMDR. It's something where they go sound back and forth, here and then here and then here and then here and then here. And she took me on this journey to and just asked me a couple questions, and she goes, "Just imagine like you're in this train and you're just going backward." And it took me all the way back. Yeah, EMDR, I think it's eye, but they also can do ear. Hearing is the one they did with mine. And thank you, Hannah. I it's amazing because it got back to like um my dad wasn't around a lot, and so I didn't trust. And then my brother was like, because my dad wasn't around, my brother was my older brother. There's only two of us. But he was my older sibling, and I looked at him as like my surrogate dad, and then he also lived his life like everyone else. And then and then got back to when I walked into I think I was like in first grade. So I think I was like 7, 6, 7 years old. My brother was supposed to be walking with me. We'd walk home from school, and then let ourselves in while my mom, she'd be come back like home an hour later. We're only going to be at home like an hour by ourselves. Um, and my brother went to play with friends, and I had to walk in the house by myself with no one home for the first time. And it freaked out my little inner child. And it's like when we it took us back to this time, and I was just like, wow. And it was cool. It was really cliche though, because I saw like picture in picture. My little inner child was walking in from the garage, letting myself in, and me as my adult self walked around it from the living room into the kitchen. We saw each other, and so for my little I saw my adult self, I'm like, "You're cool." And then for my adult self, I looked at my little self and I'm like, "You're cool." And I walked over to my little self that was scared, picked myself up and said, "Everything's gonna be okay." And, and it's they have tools and they have different things that can help us, and it like restructured the way my brain was filing things, and it was amazing. And I would never have known that, because who'd have thunk? So I feel like it is good. All that to say, and this is for anyone, counseling, amazing and good for us all. All right. All right. So that's that for that one. Thank you again, Supernova, for your multiple donations. And I see you have more. We'll get down to there momentarily. All right. Infinity, you are up next. Thank you so much for your donation. Let's give that a love and a like since it lets me do that. And thank you so much. Good to see you. So, we're going to look at the current energy between you and L. How did he feel about your message? What's the future outcome of a connection? And then also any spirit advice. All right, sure. Absolutely. Let's take a look here. So, what's the current energy based on the current energy? Right. So, we got that. And then, how did he feel about your message? All right, that's that. And then, what's the future outcome of your connection? All right, that and that and that. All right. And then just advice. What? Help, help. All right. So I feel like it's those two. All right. So 2, 2, and 2. All right. I get it. I get it. All right. All right. So the underlying energy here on the bottom of the deck for the whole situation is the Eight of Wands, which is a lot of energy, a lot of passion, a lot of um, you know, um, attraction, both of like, passion, like physical attraction, but also energetic attraction. We'll find out more here. Let me just go back up here and make sure I do the questions in order. So, the current energy, let's take a look here and see what the current energy is. So, okay, I thought so with that. You have three cards. The first two cards here, we've got the Two of Swords, which is kind of this internal battle between head and heart. And the Four of Pentacles is a solid foundation in the outside world a bit too. But what goes back and forth here, the Four of Pentacles is an energy of when we define our worth by the outside world, we feel unstable because all that stuff is unstable out there, relationships, people, because people change, people walk away, pass away, they change. So relationships are unstable. And then we look at situations and things too. So relationships, situations, and things are like the three buckets that we're nudged to look at, right? It's the three swords. It's the three areas of our belief systems as humans. These are the places you'll find fulfillment. And we go look there and we're like, why are they all unstable? Situations never stay the same, like jobs, education, whatever, always changing, right? And then things don't last forever. They deteriorate, they blow up, they burn down, they're stolen, whatever. That's our possessions, our money, our bodies, all the physical stuff. And I feel like there's this, the energy is kind of like there's this going back and forth between, well, this is supposed to, it's our mind going, hey, heart, this is going to make you, this is going to fill you up. Here, go out here. And the heart goes out there and eats and drinks of those things and goes, I'm still hungry. It's like eating American Chinese food. We eat it and we're hungry an hour later. It's like it's not fulfilling. And I feel like this is the energy going back and forth, either consciously or unconsciously. And that's why there's kind of this, I just feel like there's this attraction. There's the human sides, are attracted to each other. But there's also this underlying feeling of, I don't feel satisfied. And sometimes we don't want to admit it, but the outside stuff isn't going to fill us up. It's just dessert. It's not the 10-course meal. So we have a little, here's your after dinner mint. That's going to fill you up, and you eat it and you're like, I'm still hungry, And the other third card is the Six of Cups. So there is past life connection here. And this is part of that Eight of Wands energy that is very much this draw that comes in between the two of you here. So, a big piece of this is you got a lot of past life connections, and we'll see more about with these other cards here too. Probably the advice area, but we'll take a look here. How did he feel about your message? We'll look at that here first. All right. So Seven of Cups with the Page of Wands. Page of Wands is extra energy. It really brought fire up within them, either passionately or depending on what was said. It could be either, it really excited them or it scared them, like it, brings up that defensiveness. So either or both, but the Seven of Cups is emotional confusion. So it surged their energy, but it also brought emotional confusion about their all their emotions and between the two of you and everything else. So which going back to that nudging back and forth, it's again the battle between the head and the heart, right? Let's see here. What's the future outcome of your connection here? Okay. Yeah. I feel like you guys might actually work through some things here. We got the Four of Swords. Let's see here. The Four of Swords here, which is mental stability and stable communication. Got the King of Pentacles, which is a solid foundation. They rule over all the outside world. They pretty much are street smart. They understand how the outside world works, and it feels like King of Pentacles too is like a solid foundation and feeling like it's full out there. And you got the Nine of Cups too, which the Nine of Cups is kind of an emotional dream come true, but you see how she's holding. I like how they interpret this because she has the Ace of Cups, which, when we're talking before about how our heart goes, I'm still hungry. Well, when we turn inward and upward, that's where we find the 10-course meal, right? And when we fill up with that eternal, unconditional love and we fill up, then and it's a 10-course meal with 2 desserts, so we're full and we got our dessert too, and then the outside world can bring us 3rd dessert, 4th dessert, plus. Can always make room for more dessert, so we don't stop desiring connection to the outside world, but we find fulfillment in here, and rather than the outside world feeling lacking and falling short and unstable because we're stable on the inside, then we feel satisfied with the outside world and it's above and beyond extra. It's like, hey, it's 3rd dessert, 4th dessert, 5th dessert. And it changes because when someone brings a 7th dessert and we're like, sure, I can make room. And they're like, no, I'm not giving it to you. You're like, thank you. Instead of like, no, not my 7th dessert. Because if that's all we were eating, it's like, here's your 7th dinner mint. You're like, I'm still hungry. And if they want to take that away, like, oh no, give it back. At least I have that. But when you're full on the inside, then it changes everything. So I feel like that will alter kind of the stuff that comes through with that. But let's see what these advice are. We got 2, 2, and 2. So let's see. Oh, nope, 2, 3, and 2. There was a hidden one there. Yeah. So the advice here is, the 2 of Wands and the Page of Cups. Page of Cups is finding your self-love, and the 2 of Wands is stepping into our power, realizing whatever we focus on is what grows and expands in our life. And so if I focus on how someone's falling short, they're just going to fall more short because I'm asking the universe, or I'm telling the universe, you know what really I enjoy? Them falling short. Can you make them fall even shorter and more often? Because I love it when that happens. Because where we focus our energy, that's what we're telling spirit, right? But again, it's telling us inward and upward is where we find that the love that we're looking for. Yeah. All right. Yeah. And we've got the ones in the middle. Here's the Ace of Cups. Here's the Chalice, the Holy Grail, the self-love. And they're showing here we've got the Hierophant and the King of Swords. Hierophant is our higher self drawing us to see the capital T truth of unconditional love, of who we truly are, what we truly want. And the King of Swords, the master of thinking and seeing things from a different perspective as well. So I feel like they're saying here the more knowledge you glean about your self-love and your self-worth, that we realize I've been trying to define myself by all that outside world, but I find it in here. And and when that happens, then I'm able to have gratitude for who someone is rather than focus on who someone's not being. Because, if I feel like someone's supposed to be giving me everything, and then they're going to fall short because they can't give me what I'm needing. I can only find that in my own heart. And so it's like a change of perception that comes in. Yeah. And here's the Emperor, and there's a lot of Aries energy with the Emperor of choosing and stepping out. The Temperance is the transformation, patience as things go back and forth, and as things slowly turn into gold. It's the journey, and the Emperor is about not listening to all the other stuff we heard in the outside world, all the advisors blabbing in our ears about supposed to be, should be, need to be, have to be, blah, blah, blah. That long list that we hold everyone accountable to. And like we're telling them, well, they don't tell them. We just assume they know. Here's the list. Look at you're failing. How many things can you not do on this list? But when the Emperor goes, why do I have this list? Do I really want any of this? And can anyone really give me any of this? No, I have to find it in myself. And then that changes everything. So there is this stepping up and taking power over our own lives, focusing on my energy, my self-love, and that changes the way I perceive and see the whole entire world, both with romance, with job, with things, possessions, the state of the world, aliens visiting the planet, whatever. When we have less fear and less of that stuff that comes in when we're, solid on this inner love, because we know we have everything I need inside of me. And the more we connect with that higher, eternal, unconditional love, the more we realize that we're an eternal being made of unconditional love too. So I like that. So hopefully that helps, Infinity. But that's what they got for you right now. So many blessings, and thank you again so much for your donation. Really appreciate that. Right, and then up next, we've got Courtney. So Courtney, thank you for your donation. Let's give that a love and a like here. You'd like a love reading for June? Absolutely. And if you know what your Venus and your moon sign are, if you check out the June monthlies for that zodiac sign, that will also give you some even more information on that too. Let's take a sip here. All right. So love, 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 love for June. We got that and that. And those here. All right. Okay, and that one too. All right. Well, we'll take that one. Okay. I like it. What's this one? Okay. Yeah, so we've got the bottom of the deck. You've got the 10 of Pentacles, which is one of my relationship cards. Let's see if I can get it to focus here. There it goes. Look at it. All of that together. So it is, the togetherness, the fullness of life, and I like that, that energy that's coming in there. So that is telling me that you definitely do have um this destined partnership in this lifetime. Um so I like that. And let's see. And the King of Wands is what made themselves known here. So I feel like they might most likely be a fire sign with this King of Wands because one, they wanted to be seen with this Ten of Pentacles, and it represents, can be Sagittarius, it could be Leo, could be Aries, leaning towards Sagittarius for some reason, but they like international travel, they like traveling, they like learning about different cultures and different things like that. Maybe that's a common interest you guys have, but I feel like they do love this. They have this fire, they have this passion, they have this drive, entrepreneur. They really apply their energy um, in here, and so I like that, this fieriness that they have, but they also have that childlikeness of seeing the world full possibilities. So I like this, that they're telling you that this is available here. Now for June, it's important here with the Queen of Swords. Queen of Swords represents like it's like a perfect mate. It's a perfect. It almost sounds like we're not breeding horses. It's a perfect, compatible partner. We'll say instead. But because the Queen of Swords, she rolls over swords, but all the queens are given cups. Same thing with the King of Cups. It's like they're able to, balance their water with the air that they get. But I feel like there is this energy of compatibility that's coming in, and the Seven of Wands, which I feel like there's this nudge for you to be true to yourself and to not hide, don't diminish yourself, don't shrink your light, don't ask permission to shine, don't try to be something going, well, this is what everyone wants, I'll be this. It's like, no, be yourself, because that's part of the attraction, that when they see you standing out from the crowd, being different, that's what they love. They're like, oh, everyone just kind of does the same clothing, the same makeup, they act the same way, and blah blah blah. Ugh, boring. They like fire. They like this, and the Seven of Wands is, there you are. Wow. You're like, you stand out by being true and to your unique self. And I like that. Yeah, Six of Wands. So again, up on a horse being seen. This is mutual attraction. There's going to be this mutual energy and this mutual draw. So I feel like, it's almost like you're up on stage or you're standing out somewhere and they see you and you see them and you see that you guys are noticing each other. Spark, and I like this for you. Let's see here. Anything else here? Yeah. And I feel there's a significant ending and beginning. So when I was kind of in my brain was going, when is this? Is this June? And they're like, well, not maybe necessarily June, but all this is leading up to it because there's a significant change that happens in your life. You're either moving to somewhere else, you're changing jobs, education, you have a significant ending and beginning that happens. And this is the um, precursor, the the thing that sparks it, and the trigger that allows you guys to be in the same space. So it's something that changes where right now you guys are on separate tracks in a way, like you guys don't overlap each other. But with this change, suddenly it's like you both get nudged where you're all, and then you meet. And so this thing that happens, see anything about that at all? Nope. No. Well, maybe. I don't know if you're looking at going to school or something possibly, but the 9 of Swords is the internal looking at of your own fears and letting go of a lot of expectations and thoughts and beliefs and mindsets. I feel like they're going to be unique and different off list, uh, which is all right. And the King of Swords is about, they're the ruler over thought and belief and mindset and fears and all that too, but they also can represent higher education. So if you're changing schools or changing careers or changing jobs, changing something to do with the mind and um, the approach to things, like uh, where you it's like changing things up, getting out of your in a way, getting out of your head and into your heart too. um, Living a passion, doing something new. This ending and this beginning is really important here when it comes in here with, you know, the um, the meeting and how you guys come together. So I feel like, in a way, I almost feel like there's a possibility. I feel like I want to pull a charm, like a possibility of you guys meeting. Okay, so maybe it is. You got a soccer ball. So, a sport, a passion, doing something that you normally wouldn't have done before. So I feel like you're starting up something, and wherever you go, whatever you're going to go do, this is where you guys meet. So it would be like, well, I've never been on a soccer team or a ping pong team or me, I'm running it back up and down the field. I'm like, ping pong, I can do that. Or, it doesn't have to be a sport, but it's a passion. It's something that you're doing. And if you do ignite this, there's a possibility that you'll meet them. And in the month of June, but I feel like the spark might happen a little later. He had the 7 of Pentacles, which, no, they're saying it's gonna be in the month of June, because the Son of Pentacles, they're showing me the second meaning, which is you start having the fruit what you want in your life. You're like, nah, this isn't it. And there's a change of what you desire. And so this is a change of a passion of doing something new, doing something different is important. All right. So hopefully that makes sense to you. But that's what's coming in, Courtney. So many blessings to you. Thank you again so much for your donation. And then Star, you are up. Thank you for your donation. Give that a love and a like there, since it lets me. I want to know, is your husband having second thoughts about you? Is he tired of the way that you are and that you're not where you should be financially? All right, let's take a look here. Let's see what's going on with the husband. Are they having second thoughts? And then this is for is he tired of the way that you are and not being where you are financially? All right. All right. So let's take a look here. We've got the bottom of the deck, we've got the Four of Cups, which is emotional stability, you know, and um, what I feel you might be picking up too, because the Four of Cups shows us that when we're told to look to the outside world, what we're looking for is this higher love from above. In the outside world, nothing in the outside world can make us feel this fullness of life, right? Um, and that's part of our journey. We're told, look out here for your fulfillment. We're like, we do, and then we're like, oh, everything is, if it fills me up, it doesn't fill me up for very long at all. And so we end up turning inward and upward and finding our self-love. So I feel like what you're picking up is their overall dissatisfaction with life. I don't feel like it's you. I feel like they're just unhappy, like all the stuff that they've been told in their life, relationship situations and things, jobs and education and money and this and that, whatever is supposed to make them feel that way. And they're feeling like, I just feel like it's not bringing me what I need. And it's part of their journey because they'll eventually turn inward and upward um, to find that. And it's a good mirror, for you as well to go, okay, yeah, he can't make me happy. Finances can't make me happy because they're fickle, they're ever changing. Um, it's unstable out there. The only stable thing I can find is in here, right? Inward and upward. The greatest love of all, like Whitney Houston. It's right here inside of your own heart. Doesn't mean you stop wanting things of the outside world. We just stop needing it. We find our stability here, then transforms the world to look less lacking, and it feels more full and overflowing. That's the bottom of the deck. Let's see what else they have here. um, yeah. So there is some, it's like you're both kind of on this parallel journey. The Knight of Swords is the change of mindset, the way we're looking at things, trying to find the capital T truths. And in that, the questing that we're on, the Eight of Swords allows us to see our own small t truths that are rooted in fear of losing conditional love, all these opinions we've been given in our lives, which sound like supposed to, should, need to, have to, must. Like, I have this idea of where I should be financially. Well, that's an opinion that was given to me. We always have the perfect amount in the moment because otherwise we'd have different, more or less, but we always have the perfect amount for the moment. And um and so there is this transformation that's happening in both of your guys' lives where you're realizing all the stuff that you've been told growing up, that all the stuff that defines success, defines lovability, acceptability is a bunch of crock. A crock of poo poo caca, and this is the quest for higher truth. And we realize there's clarity that's coming for both of you in your lives, which is a positive thing. Yeah. And you're realizing you got a double doozy power of choice coming in here with the Chariot, the power of choice card, and then the Two of Wands. All this tells us that each moment, we're the ones deciding for our lives, not someone else. I get to choose the story that I put to it with my thoughts. Like whatever happens in the moment is neutral till I put a story to it. And then I choose the emotion. And then I choose my energy and I choose my physical action. Those are like what we're choosing in each moment. And when we're aware of that, where we're investing our energy, what we're focusing on, that changes and it transforms things, right? And Two of Wands is I can choose to focus on lower vibrational, higher vibrational. Lower vibrational is I'm missing. I don't have enough finances. I don't have enough love. I don't have enough or whatever, right? And so I tell the universe, I really enjoy missing these things. Can you make me miss it more? Can you take more out of my life? What? That's not our intention, but that's what our energy is asking. What I'm wanting, I focus on wanting instead of gratitude for what I do have. Wanting just tells the universe, I enjoy wanting. Can you make me not get things so I can want more and have more wanting and not but not having, right? Focus on things we hate, things we fear, all that stuff grows. but we can change and we can take rule over our life. And that's when we start to make choices of stories that are of higher vibration, unconditional love and joy and laughter and peace, emotions of higher, energy of higher, physical. So it's a big piece of it is stepping into the power of choice, going, no one gets to decide for me. I get to decide for me, and everyone else gets to decide for themselves. And then you have the Ace of Pentacles, which is new opportunities opening up. And the Seven of Swords is about us letting go of the deceptive thoughts that we have, those that have limited us, made us feel small, made us feel, it's like those thoughts and beliefs that deceive us, which are, your worth lies out here. Lies, all lies. That's not true. It lies in here. And, you know, other people can have all their opinions, but their opinions are about themselves, not about us, because we're all mirrors, right? Reflecting back to ourselves. And so what I see in someone else is really three fingers pointing back at me, right? Look at them. They're an idiot. Oh, I'm three times an idiot, So it's like, all right, this awareness that's coming in here. So ultimately, all that is great information, but I don't feel like they're having second thoughts about you. I feel like they're having second thoughts about life and what's supposed to make them feel full, and they're looking at just their entire life. Um, you know, financially, um, I feel like they are like seeing that finances don't make them happy either. So I don't feel like they're looking at you. I feel like they're looking at themselves in a very um, kind of midlife crisis way, an early midlife crisis, but they're questioning like everything that they're wanting in life because they feel very dissatisfied with life in general, not you specifically. So that's what they have there for you. So many blessings to you. All right. Um, Not yet, Johanna. I think you're actually might be up next here. Yep, you're up next. So Johanna, you are coming up, and then Michelle, and then we'll be back. Well, to be Tanelia, and then a couple for Supernova, and then back to Johanna. So you're right on time though. You're very welcome, Star and Courtney. I just saw that there. And Infinity and Nova. I didn't say all the thank yous. Sorry. So hello everybody. All right. So Johanna, so up for your first one here. Thank you so much for your donation. Let's give that a love and a like here. And guess who got the first tattoos? Doodah, doodah. It's not as painful as they say, but still scary right before the needle touches you, right? You're like, it's gonna be painful. Oh, that's not so bad. It felt like a cat scratch for me in the beginning. The physical pain makes you forget about the emotional. Just kidding. It was really interesting. Yeah, right. Mine was very meditative. You know, um, because I didn't know about numbing spray, and so when it took them 5 hours to outline it, and then I went back, and then when they colored stuff in, it was another 4 or 5 hours. But yeah, it was like I would take a big deep breath in while he was getting ink on this thing, and then when he would, I would be all, and then and so it was very much, it just felt like this deep breathing meditation. And like you said, the pain is like, and it's like, wow, yeah, people were coming in and going, and they were like, oh my god, you're still here, and they went around to see that tattoo, and they're like, damn, because it goes, there's 6 of the chakras down my spine because I've got the crown chakra on my chest, and then there's a dragon who it starts on my chest, and it goes up over here with like a claw. It's like a claw holding the crown, and there's a claw holding my Om symbols, and then their bodies joining back and then intertwine and spiral down my back. Now, my first were on my shoulders. I got Om symbols. I got Tibetan Om symbol and the Sanskrit Om symbol, and they mean breath of God. And I got them because it was meaning that I stand in between the breath of God. And then the rest of it, just all the chakras, all about the energy centers. And the I was going to get a Chinese dragon and a tiger because that's the Om symbol is the Chinese dragon and the tiger. I was going to get a white tiger and a green dragon, and they were the tattoo artist guy goes, "Yeah, it's gonna look weird. It's gonna be look off." And I go, "What do you mean?" He goes, "Well, Chinese dragon is thin and a tiger is big, so you're gonna look like you're off center." And I was like, "Oh, good point." And so I said, "How about doing two dragons, and then later I'll get tigers," which I never got to that point, but um, which is all right. But that's the story. All right. So, and then you don't have to share what you got publicly. You can always email me if you want. I'd love to find out what you got. So, like a general reading for this one. And then you have a second one too. So, don't forget to put your second question too, um, just in case. So, um, anything on today? Oh, you got it on today's tattoo. All right. Drink lots of water. A general reading. Spirit guides want to speak. All right. And anything on today's tattoo experience. All right. Let's take a look here and see. All right. Yeah. I mean, you've got the high priestess coming in. So, there is this energy here of stepping back, connecting with spirit, going behind the veil, diving deep into your emotions. So there is a little bit of a nudge to step back and kind of look at some things here. Because you also got the Two of Wands along with it, which is just to look at your energy, look at what is what energetic what energetic flow you're feeling. I feel with all this. And the Page of Cups too, there's this higher emotion, higher vibration. They want you to kind of be still and sit back and just like get still and go, what am I feeling? What am I feeling emotionally? What am I feeling energetically? And what do they have to do with one another? Because I feel like there's an important combo between those two. Oh, I love it. Pink star and a moon. It's almost like Lucky Charms. Pink stars, blue moons, green clovers, or what is it from Lucky Charms cereal? Oh, big baby Nelia. No problem. You can start with something just on your hand, something really small. And that's if you want it. It has to you have to want it, not do it out of pressure, for sure. All right. Then you have here here's all this energy here, the pink star was spontaneous. I love it. Lucky Charms, magically delicious. So you got the 3 of Wands and the 6 of Wands. And so there is this change of energy, this transformation of energy that's coming in here with all this. You got the 2 of Wands, the 6 of Wands, the 3 of Wands. And I feel like that you do feel like this change of energy. It's almost like there's this joy that comes in here. There's this um, bubbling up. It's like, wow, I feel like because of this, and I feel like this has to do with um, with getting the tattoo too, because I feel like I don't know it if not that it completed something, but it feels like it sparked something within you. And it does, and I remember now when I got those, it just felt like you're a part of me now, spirit, I've brought you to my, into my physical body. I've imprinted you on my physical body. It just felt like that, and I feel like this energy and this vibration is here. Let me see what these other cards are. Yeah. So here's the judgment card. Here's your higher self connecting with your human self and this higher calling. And let's see what else we have here too. Yeah, Page of Swords. And it's like there's this clarity that this brought. What is this for? And Four of Swords, peace of mind, mental stability, clarity. Yeah, because the Four of Swords, we sit on, sleep on the Ace of Swords, and it relieves fears. It's there's connection, definitely connection here, and I love this. Yeah, it feels very high priestess. Well, especially with the moon, putting the moon on there. Oh, or Ariana's video. Yeah, it definitely is this wonderful, ignition of things there. So I like that. I feel like it's like there's this special connection, like how a high priestess would, have tattoos or markings or, painting on her body, and how like they'll have like, you know, paints and but the hencha painting, and but this is a permanent, and so I like that. So I feel like that's what they want to know is like, yeah, you weren't making anything up, you weren't imagining it. There is this connection, this choice of bringing that onto your physical flesh, into your it brings it more into your energetic field, and I feel like it's like this intention and this energy you had is recognized with all that, if that makes sense. So that is what they have for you there. So that, yeah. Ah, very good. Perfect. So magical. I love it. All right, so that's what they have for that one. And if you didn't put your second one, make sure to do that here. I've got about 14 more minutes left. So I'm gonna try to get through as many of these as I can. I might end up having to have a couple donations completed when I return. And for everyone else that's patiently waiting for your free readings, um, I'm going to be leaving in about 15 minutes to go spend about an hour with my Praying Mantis members. Then we eat, and then I'll be back. And any donations I don't finish, I'll do those and dive into those. And then I'll complete all free readings too. And then I'll be back tonight, of course, at 6 p.m. Mountain Time as well, in about a little over 5 hours. So just a heads up. All right. So Michelle. Thank you so much for your donation. You are up next. And then after that, we've got Nelia, Nova, Johanna, Nelia, and Nelia. All right. And let's see here. So Michelle, I know you commented, but I'm not sure if you put your question. Let me just scroll up here. And if you have not put your question, just pop it down below. I didn't see it in the donation itself. So I'm just scrolling here. I'm sorry if you just heard my stomach growl. Could have swore I saw it. I know at least I thought I saw you said, oh, there it is. I made a donation. Oh, general reading. Okay, there it is. It took me a minute. Come on. All right. So, Michelle, general reading. So, Michelle, let's take a look here. What does Spirit want you to know right now regarding what advice you're looking for here? Right. I do want that one, and then those. So, 3 and 3. All right. Bottom of the deck, you have the Four of Pentacles. Four of Pentacles is about stability of the outside world and, you know, feelings of home, like four walls. It could be your actual residence, or it could be the feeling of capital H home, of what makes you feel safe and stability with the outside world. So I feel like they're saying here, you know, there is, if you're looking at moving home or a change of home, I feel like you got the Chariot card underneath there, which is, oh, and the Four of Cups underneath that. So you've got this energy here of, emotional stability, movement, victory. So if you feel like you want to move home, I feel like, it's very supported here. Um, and um, Whatever stability in the outside world this is looking at. You have the Ace of Swords and the Wheel of Fortune too, all that on the bottom of the deck, which just has this feeling of clarity, movement, stability, that it's going to be okay overall message with that. Now let's look at the 3 and the 3. There's 3 on this side, 3 on this side. So the 3 on this side, all right, very powerful energy. You've got the Empress, which is Mother Nature, Mother Nurture, creativity, birthing, harvest. You've got the try to look at here. You got the King of Wands, which is like Emperor energy. It's Aries energy. The Emperor is Aries energy. The King of Wands is, I choose, I decide, I put together, a plan, and I make movement forward. And I feel like this is what this is about, because you have the Ten of Wands too, which is in endings and beginnings. Where am I focusing my energy? So whatever decision, whatever is happening here, this is about, well, choose for you, what's best for you. Nurture yourself, you decide, you put a plan together, you put action, and things will, come forward, and things will move forward. There's birthing, there is this, energy. And that's why I feel like with all this other stuff, it'll be fine. It's going to be stable. Things, you're going to get new information, you're going to get clarity. But this is about you birthing and about you taking action and not waiting for something. There's a lot of powerful creative movement energy with this on this side, out of these 3 cards. And so um, you're not at the whim of everyone else and whatever's going on. You get to decide for you. And they're like, well, what about responsibility? What about this? What about that? What about that? And it's like, you know what? In the end, wherever you have your will, you will find a way. It's like, I want this, I'm going to find a way. When it's something we want, we always find a way, right? Isn't that the way it works? And, but, and I feel like, um, not fearing making that decision is important. All right. Let's see what else we have here. Yeah. So, the Two of Pentacles, it's like you're balancing 2 choices and 2 options in the outside world. And you have that what you really want. And then you have the Five of Pentacles, which is the fear of lack and the belief of lack and not having enough. And the Seven of Swords are these thoughts and these beliefs that are deceptive and not true. And they thief, hiccup, excuse me, and it scared me. Thief, no. um, that cheat us out of opportunities and steal, and it's like, well, I wanted that, but out of fear, I chose that. And it's okay. There's no wrong choice, but they're like, you don't have to make the lesser choice out of fear of lack or whatever these beliefs that have been there before, because you have that ability. Yeah, in the bottom of the deck, you have the Seven of Wands. shine bright, don't dim your light, don't feel like you have to explain yourself to anyone, don't have to ask permission, you can be unapologetically yourself. And I feel like this is an important time for you to stand your ground, choose for you, um, know that, like everyone, when you are choosing something for you, you find a way to make it happen. When it's truly for you, when you're trying to do something that, okay, this is what everybody else wants for me, uh, not so much energy that's in there, there's like this, you know, uh, just um, letting it, those fears of and influence and cage the control that you feel other people have over you. It's like, no, you don't. I get to decide. you know, there's no wrong choice. There's just we get to live with the results of the choices. And if that's what we fear, then really getting to look at those fears because they're lies, right? So that is what they have for you for that one, Michelle. Hopefully that helps with your situation there. And again, thank you so much for your donation. I greatly appreciate that. All right. And then Nelia, I think you might be the last one. Depends on how long it goes here, but for others, I will return to do your others here, but I'll do the spiel here in a moment. So let's do your ice cream cone, Nelia. Thank you for that donation. And any messages from your future soulmate, true love, and how will you meet, online or in person? All right, let's take a look here. See what Spirit's willing to tell you here. So, future spouse, true love messages. All right. Whoops. Thank you. And then, how will you meet each other? Is it going to be online or in person? All right. Let's see what we got here. I love you got the Two of Cups. You definitely are going to be meeting somebody there. Let's see. Is this going to tell me this here? No, I feel like these are two messages they have because the bottom of the deck I feel is like how you guys are going to meet. You have the Eight of Pentacles, so you're going to meet in the physical world in person, and the Eight of Pentacles is kind of like this um, school work. It's like this type of when you're doing the tasks, when you're putting in the blood, the sweat, the tears. That's how you guys meet there. I don't know if you're getting any kind of certification or training. You have the Knight of Swords too, which has to do with mind, something to do with the mind. That's coming in here too. So I feel like it is in person, but it can be around that type of energy coming in there. Either you meet them while you're at work, or getting some sort of training, or something along those lines, having to do with the mind. The mind. All right. So I like that, and then the messages they have here. Yeah, I like it. So you got the first, you got two kind of three cards on three cards. So I feel like they've got two messages. The first one is the Ten of Pentacles is we're definitely there, you definitely have this togetherness, right? The fullness of the outside world. And you've got the Seven of Swords and the Two of Swords. And I feel like, you know, with the combination of all these three, they're it's like they're saying it's important for you to question the thoughts and beliefs and mindsets you have about what a relationship is and how it's supposed to happen, how you're supposed to meet, who the other person is supposed to be. Because with that Two of Swords, it's like the difference between the head and the heart. And the head has these seven swords, which are deceptive um, beliefs that would keep you guys would keep you from considering that they could be a partner, that they could be with you, which is good. It's like, oh, wow, they're off book, they're off list. They're someone that you wouldn't normally be like, well, I know my type that I'm usually attracted to, whatever. But they're like, if you don't like take a moment to be open minded, that it would delay you guys getting together because you're just like, oh, whatever, you're like not my type. And so they're saying to be open minded and to question those and kind of dismantle some of those expectations. And it's a good thing for you there, and I like that. um you know so it's going to be taking a little bit of time. We've got the let me see here, we got the temperance card, which is patience and things slowly unfolding. You also have the Seven of Pentacles with that, which is also about the last thing that grows on the fruit tree is the fruit. And you have the Empress. So there is this timing, and there's this fruition that takes time for the harvest to come. But it's giving you time to mother nature, mother nurture, have creativity, open up, um, and really do a lot of your self um, self care is very important, and getting to know yourself and what you really do want and don't want. I just feel like it's coming back to that with both of these two, but it's about, yeah, it's um, I always love it when spirit guides bring a message of, I'm not normal. I'm very different than you normally would be. And I like that. It's like, and I feel people will mention like they're so not your normal type. You guys are so different. And you're like, we're not though. If you get to know them, you'll see. Because I feel like, they might look like they're not like they're not too smart. That's funny. Like, I may not look like I'm too smart, but it's because they dress casual and they dress comfortable, and people don't realize what a brilliant person they are. And they might be a little like down to earth and kind of hot, where people are like, oh, they got looks but no brains. But when you get to know them, you realize, wow, what a deep conversation it is. And so I feel like people always underestimate them, and but they are kind of quirky, but I like that. All right. So that's what they have for you there. So he's hot. I know, I like it. In their own quirky, unique way. All right. So I'm going to let me grab some print screens here, and I will return here. So it's almost one. So probably about an hour and a half, because I'll probably be on for about an hour with my Praying Mantis members, and then I shall eat, and then I will jump back on. And of course, the donations, I will complete those first, the ones that I didn't get to, and I, of course, dive deeper into those as well. So we will dive deep with those, and then all the free readings. Oops, I will also complete. Um, upon my return. All right. And then what I do in those is I do um, post a comment listing the order in which the readings were completed so that you can find your reading much more quickly as well. All right. Okay. We got to there, and let me grab those here. Oops, I think I grabbed that one, did I? Come on, come on, come on. Yeah, okay. So we'll make sure I didn't miss someone there. Yeah, my stomach reminds me. Grah, rah, rah, rah. Well, I did have a little snack earlier, but I'm trying to eat smaller meals. And it's like it wasn't enough. But it's close. We're getting close. All right. Oh, thank you guys so much. I appreciate that, Nelia. And thank you guys so much for all the support and all the donations and for being here and your senses of humor. And I love having your energy here. I really appreciate every single one of you guys. I know we're here on purpose for a purpose. We probably were in a Buddhist monastery up in the mountains somewhere in a past life, and here we are coming back again virtually, all from all across the world. We knew it. But always remember, of course, every second of every day of our lives that we truly are eternally and unconditionally loved by the mother and the father of all things, our creator. And of course, I do love you guys very much. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Hey, Deborah, love and light to you. I know, so fun. It's like fun times. All right, I'm going to head out. I'm going to run over to my praying mantis session. So much love to everyone. Have a great rest of your day or night, wherever you in the world. Until I see you again, much love to you guys. We'll see you soon.